Okay, everyone, welcome into this Thursday Immunotec product and opportunity call. My name is Angelo, Licari, Platinum Consultant with Immunotec, going on 7 years now with the company. And this call is just an amazing call every week. I just get excited to do it. And really, it's helping us all to learn how a unique product, precursor of glutathione, really has become the opportunity of our lifetime. Immunotec is a network marketing company, very proud network marketing company, have been in the industry now for 20 years in the network marketing industry and growing every year. But even 20 years before that, 40 years ago, that's how Immunotec started. 40 years ago in research labs, doing research, 20 years of research, millions and millions of dollars invested before we even entered into the marketplace. And so that's where I'm going to start this call and talk about the product, our flagship product, Immunocal, with all of this research behind it. It's very important always to know that through the decades, there's been scientists, doctors, all of them, many of them, looking for ways to raise what's called our glutathione levels in our body, looking for ways to do that. And you might ask, what in the world is glutathione? That's okay. Let me tell you. And this is all going to tie in together as I explain our product. Glutathione is extremely important that you understand a little bit of what it is. I'll just give you a little bit of background here. It's a very small molecule inside every single one of your cells. Every cell has glutathione. It's extremely important for the functioning of our body. Without glutathione, we would die. Now, let me tell you what the functions of glutathione is. Number one function of glutathione is that it builds our immune system. It's so important that we all have a strong immune system. And what we're doing these days, we are doing things to tear our immune system down, the way we eat, the medicine that we take, many different things, the stress that we have. Our immune system is being torn down all the time. And listen to this. We are recognized in the PDR, it's the PDR.net, the Physician's Desk Reference. Every single doctor has this book in their office. You can go research it yourself, PDR.net, type in Immunocal. It's so, and one of the things, it talks about glutathione right in the Physician's Desk Reference. You can do this yourself, but one of the things I want to talk about, I told you that glutathione helps and builds your strong immune system when you have high levels of it. Guess what the PDR says, the Physician's Desk Reference? It says this: glutathione is essential for the immune system to exert its full potential. Right there, it says it right there. Another function of glutathione is that it detoxifies our cells, our lungs, our organs, a complete general detoxification of our whole body at the cellular level. It energizes our cells, as well as glutathione is the master antioxidant in our body. Now, why do I talk about glutathione? Why is it so important for you? Here's why. When what I'm telling you isn't just me, it's not even about Immunotec telling you this or the doctors over at Immunotec, which they do say all this, but it's many medical scientists, medical doctors outside of Immunotec that are telling us the importance of glutathione having high levels in your body. You can do your research. But why do I talk all about glutathione? I do that because of this. Immunocal, our product with the 40 years of research, like I mentioned at the beginning, Immunocal is scientifically proven to raise your glutathione levels in your body. Scientifically proven to do it. We got 40 years of research, millions of dollars invested, and we also got 48 published studies by doctors and scientists. And these doctors and scientists, they're people working at the top global institutions of the world. We're globally recognition through patents issued in the United States, Canada, and many other countries around the world. And also this, I already mentioned about the Physician's Desk Reference. We are listed as well in the CPS, which is the book that the Canadian doctors use up in Canada as well. We got so many things. There's so much more I could talk about. And I will mention one more important aspect here. You need to know this. And just to give you the quality of doctors that we're talking about here, 2008, Luc Montagnier is the Nobel Prize winner in medicine for the discovery of the HIV virus. Won the Nobel Prize in medicine. He wrote a book called Oxidative Stress in Cancer, AIDS, and Neurodegenerative Diseases. 42nd chapter in his book, he talks about Immunocal, not an ingredient in Immunocal, but the product Immunocal and how we need it to combat oxidative stress in our body, and we need it to build in our immune system strong. It's incredible that we have a doctor of that caliber talking about our product like that. We got several clinical studies, like I mentioned. But, the bottom line is I'm so thankful that Chuck Roberts, Beer Beer, 20 years ago, decided to use network marketing to take the product to the market with using the network marketing model. It's incredible that we have the opportunity to recommend this product and also get paid doing it. It goes beyond health. It enhances your strength and performance and improved quality of life. We got so many things going for us here. And I want to give a shout out to Dr. Edward Sholkoff. He's got a great team up in Chicago. He's doing amazing work up there, so give a shout out to them there. And I have an amazing caller on the line too. I'm going to get into some more statistics here with network marketing, but before I do that, I just want to introduce our caller. His name is John Solleder. He has been with an honor always to have him on this call. He has been with now Immunotec going on 21 years now, and it is just incredible the story that he can tell us, the history that he knows. John Solleder wrote his own book as well called Moving Up, and it's a great book about his story, but also how you can succeed in this industry, more so in this company called Immunotec. We are so honored to have John Solleder with us. And John, are you there with us?
I am, Angelo. Can you hear me okay?
You're coming through loud and clear. John's going to touch on a little bit of how this product impacts athletes and people that work out a lot too, because it's not just about those that are sick. It's about those that need this product, that are working out, that are healthy. Everybody needs our product, but even those that are healthy can benefit. But before he talks about that, John, we got to take advantage of this time that you have with us and tell us a little bit of your story. I want to hear, but also I want to hear about the story of Immunotec way back when we first got started. The call's over to you, John. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Angelo, and welcome everyone. Appreciate your time and having me on tonight. Basically, I got involved with Immunotec as a person who had a family member, my mom to be specific, who had a health challenge. And a friend of ours in the medical industry introduced us to this product, told us about this product. Didn't actually sell us this product, just kind of told us about it. And we had no idea at that time that there was any kind of a business associated with it. We just kind of figured it was a product that we could buy, should buy for my mother. And she started to use it, and she gained some very good results the first few months that she used it. From there, I decided that if she was having good results with it, that I wanted to use it as well. I figured, well, I have an immune system, and if Mom's having results with it, I might as well start to use it also. But how I got involved and engaged in the business is a little bit different than my product story. I wasn't really looking to be involved in another business. I'd been in network marketing at that point for well over a decade. Had been reasonably successful at it. Still had a major income from a company. Coming in on a monthly basis, wasn't really looking to do anything else. Had helped another company down here in Texas to launch from a management consulting standpoint, and they were doing very, very well. So I wasn't really looking for, another opportunity. But what happened was so compelling with Immunocal that after a number of meetings, one in California and several on the phone, I decided to take a trip up to Montreal. And, Angelo, I'll never forget what happened on that trip. I've shared it with you many times, but for your callers tonight, hopefully it'll be a new story. If it's not, it's an old story or a refresher story for you, but you'll want to pay attention to it, because what happened on this trip was so compelling that it literally changed my life, changed my career course, and I wound up at Immunotec, and I think due to the distributorship that we built with a lot of great people's help, that we've impacted a lot of people's lives in a positive way. But all that said, here's what happened. Went to Montreal, took the normal tour that you take of any business that you're considering, met a lot of executives and different people, shook hands with a bunch of people, had a nice lunch, all that sort of thing. But the last part of my tour, my now friend, and at that point somebody who I had just met for the first time, John Molson, introduced me to Dr. Gustavo Bunos. And I brought two friends with me, one who was becoming a chiropractor, who was studying here in Dallas to become a chiropractor, and she was in her last year of school down here. She's from Louisiana. And another friend of mine from Toronto, Canada, who was a businessman, and they were different in age by about 20 years, so two very different people, two different sexes, two different age groups, two different nationalities for that matter. And I said, let me take a couple of people with me to take a look at this company and tell me all the reasons why I probably shouldn't get involved with it. Well, what happened was very interesting. We sat down after John introduced us to Dr. Bunos, and Dr. Bunos, amongst other things, shared the fact that his office was quite messy. And I'm sitting in mine, and I'm sure if you were here, you would agree mine is quite messy. But all that said, he apologized for the mess in his office that day. But he apologized, and he said, hey, I just got back from Italy, so I'm just kind of, catching up here. And we said, oh, okay, how nice. You went to Italy. What did you do over there, Doc? Were you on vacation? And he said, no. He said, I was at the Vatican. Oh, and, I'm somebody's always asking a lot of questions. So I said, well, what were you doing at the Vatican? He said, I was reading what Hippocrates had to say about the human immune system. And, of course, Hippocrates did all his writing in Latin. And the only place in the world, apparently, that you can actually read Hippocrates in Latin is at the Vatican Library. So here was a guy who had been fundamentally the co-creator of this product, Immunocal, had done all the research on it, done all the findings. His company was based on his research, on his product, et cetera, that we were considering getting involved with. And here he was reading in Latin what Hippocrates had said about the human immune system. And I looked at my two colleagues, and I said, listen, I don't know what either one of you want to do with this, but I'm going to do this. I got to get involved with this company and this product because it's just too interesting, number one. Number two, it's too compelling. And number three, I already was seeing the results with it. So all that said, Angelo, I decided that day that I had to be involved with Immunocal, certainly from a marketing standpoint. And we began, and that was October 1997, so we're coming up here,
wow.
On another anniversary real quick here. And unfortunately, Angelo, as you're probably seeing yourself in your life, these anniversaries and birthdays start coming way too quick all of a sudden. So.
I know it, way too fast, every year.
But anyway, it's been a great run. It's a great company. It's a great product, needless to say. And, Angelo, I know you had some questions on sports and nutrition and all that kind of thing that you wanted to discuss as well.
Yes. Well, I just want to do a quick pause here, too, and just say, some of the people on this call may not know, but John, the fact that John said yes to Immunotec when he got to meet, Dr. Gustavo Bonas and the co-creator of our product, Immunocal, the fact that he said yes has changed hundreds of thousands of lives. Because through him, I think it's probably 80 to 85% of Immunotec is in John Solleder's business. And frankly, most of the people on this call are probably in your business, John. And so thank you for saying yes to that. And that's how this business works. When one person says yes, you don't know the impact that you're going to have in many, many people's lives in their health and as well in their finances. So thank you, John, for that, and we owe you a big thanks for that, and we're excited to continue growing this amazing company as we've been doing. But I would like to pick your brain. I know you have a lot of athletes in your business as well, and talk to us. The benefits that you've seen. Not only obviously your mother, and there's a lot of stories that people have with health challenges, but this product is for everyone, and it obviously for those that are sick. Raising the glutathione level, your immune system will be strong, and it'll combat those sicknesses that you're talking about. It's one product for everything. It's amazing. But I want to ask you about specifically, with athletes and what you've seen Immunocal do in different lives within the athletic arena. Go ahead.
Well, there's a couple of things with athletes. Number one, I've been one periodically throughout my entire life, and now I'm considered a senior athlete. I'm still engaged in several sports that I do, and of course, I share this product with anybody who will listen to me. So I've put a lot of people on it. I've had a lot of our people who have put a lot of people on it. But I guess there's a couple of points in a call like this that you want to really look at. Number one, we always think of athletes as the healthiest people amongst us, and that's true from a top-down standpoint. When you look at an athlete, whatever sport they're in, they're generally more healthy than the majority of the population around them. The flip side of that, though, is that an athlete actually burns up more glutathione than a non-athlete because they're constantly pressing their body to do more, to train harder, to lift more weights, to run more miles, to swim more laps, whatever it happens to be that they're engaged with in their training program, depending on what sport they're in. They're always burning up glutathione. So by taking Immunocal, you're basically replenishing something that your body is using up. It's kind of, it would kind of be similar to your car. If you got in your car and you drove from where I am in Dallas down to Angelo's house in San Antonio, and then I drove back, by the time I get back, my car is going to need, some oil probably added to it. It's kind of the same thing. It's kind of analogous to that in my thinking as a layman, and that's probably not a great medical terminology for the medical people on the line, but that's how I've always thought about it, is I'm replenishing something that my body is using just like my car uses oil. That's number one. Number two, a lot of athletes aren't that healthy. And they're not that healthy because they're constantly pressing their body to do more. Perfect example. I live in Dallas, Texas. It has been incredibly warm here up until about 24 hours ago. And about 24 hours ago, our weather changed dramatically. We went from summer weather to fall weather. And we've had a lot of rain all of a sudden and all that sort of thing. Well, every building you walk in as an athlete or non-athlete is air conditioned still for summer. And now all of a sudden you're sweating and you're getting cold very, very quickly. So what happens with a lot of athletes is they wind up getting colds and allergies and flus and all that sort of thing during their training cycles. And once again, if you don't feel well, you don't perform well. So once again, a product like Immunocal helping to boost the immune system, keep you healthy, et cetera, is vitally fundamental for any athlete. Third thing, of course, is because you are pushing your body hard on a constant basis, once again, recovery is a very, very important thing. I'll just use one example of this. My little boy, who's not so little anymore, he's 5'7". He had a doctor's appointment this morning to look at a knee problem that he's been having over the last year, and he's now 5'7", 130 pounds. And he's an athlete. He's a hockey player. He's chosen hockey as the sport that he's very, very dedicated to and very, very involved with. Well, he plays for his high school team. He plays for a travel team out of Dallas, Texas here. He also attends a hockey academy 2.5 hours a day. So there are days when he is actually on ice and doing off ice, weightlifting, cardiovascular work, et cetera, up to 4 hours a day. And that's not a really big kid for that. I mean, if you thought of a professional athlete, they could do that. Well, how does he recover between that first set of workouts in the afternoon and his second workout that he has sometimes at night with one of these teams that he's with? Is Immunocal. We do it right at the rink, because the other thing that I've found by personal usage and also by having so many athletes use it is you want to get this product in your system within a half hour of completing your workout. It's going to start the recovery process, frankly, that much quicker in my experience, and then so many of the athletes that we've introduced to its experience. The quicker you get it in, the better. So bring it with you to the gym, bring it with you to the dojo, bring it with you to the rink, bring it to, wherever you're going to do your training, bring it with you, finish your workout, get whatever it is you want to put it in, whatever your beverages that you mix it in. Most people, it's juice, orange juice, et cetera, but whatever it happens to be. Dr. Brunos, if he was on this call, he'd tell you just get it in your body, okay, as quickly as possible within 30 minutes or less after a workout, and start that recovery as quickly as possible. Many, many times in his case, for example, my son's case, he'll finish a workout at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the hockey academy, and he'll start his next practice session with his travel team at 6 o'clock at night. He's got 2 hours basically to recover from his afternoon workout, get some food in his system, get some hydration in his system, and most importantly, get Immunocal in his system to give him that boost for that second workout that he's going to have during the course of the day. Well, when you're developing an athlete, it's a day at a time, a brick at a time, process by process sequence of events that develops up athleticism. Once again, if you're not recovering, you're not going to be able to grow, not only physically, but grow in your strength or your speed, or once again, whatever it is that is in your chosen sport that you're doing. So once again, very, very important. Now, I've put all sorts of athletes on this. A lot of the athletes I know are strength athletes associated with sports like powerlifting, judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, because that's a lot of the guys that I know, that I hang out with. Some track and field athletes I've put on it. I've got some cyclists that use it. We now have a lot of soccer people that are using the product. We've had some good entries into the soccer world. Everywhere, once again, from young people, 13, 14, 15-year-olds and up. And once again, every one of these people, whatever their sport is, has that same need where they have to recover, for the next workout, recover for the next day. In these kids' cases, they also have to recover for that little thing called homework, which they normally have to do in addition to their training, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, there's one other element that I should mention, and that's performance optimization. How do you optimize, basically, performance? Well, once again, it comes back to recovery. I'll just use an example that you're all probably very familiar with. If you looked at the decathlon, and the decathlon in track and field, it is normally the sport that will determine the world's greatest athlete. If you look historically, at the Olympic Games, whoever wins the Olympic decathlon is normally considered to be the greatest athlete in the world. If you go back to your Rayford Johnsons and your Bill Toomeys and guys like that way back, and most recently Brian Clay and others, for those of you who follow track. If you don't follow track, you don't need to know these names, but point being, those men have all been considered to be the greatest athlete in the world. Bruce Jenner was there at one point in 1976, I believe it was, in Montreal. Anyway, the decathlon is a 2-day event. You have 5 events on day 1. You have 5 events on day 2. And these are different events. You have sprint events. You have distance events. You have jumping events. You have throwing events. How these guys do this and get that good is beyond me. It's a miracle. And they truly are, in my opinion, the greatest athlete in the world. And if you ever watch a decathlon, I think you'll probably agree. But point being, the guy that normally wins that is the guy that recovers the best from day 1 to day 2. Okay? Guy that might be up day 1, he finishes the first day real strong. Well, all of a sudden, a guy in second place or third place or fourth place or even further down the leaderboard winds up on that second day winning. My experience would tell me that person won because they recovered better than the guys in front of them. Okay? Once again, now, I'm not saying that any of those people know about our product. Frankly, all the people I just mentioned probably aren't even aware of Immunocal. But if they were, it would probably be a product that they would choose to use, once again, to boost that immune system, recover from their first day activities, and once again in that second day of their events to be able to go out and compete at the highest level of their sport. And that applies to every sport across the board. Now, we always think in terms of professional athletes, world-class athletes. But let me tell you something. If you go to the gym, you're an athlete. If you play golf, tennis, you jog, whatever it is that you do, you're an athlete. Think of yourself always as an athlete. And think of it this way. What do you want to do for your body as an athlete? You always want to be able to recover and do it again and add a little bit to it each workout, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Get better each and every time that you do something. And once again, the better your body recovers, frankly, the better you're going to be able to do whatever that event you happen to be doing is, whether it's that you're running a 5K every third month or you're training for the Dallas Marathon, whatever it happens to be. Once again, you want to do it to the best of your God-given ability, but you also want to give your body the right tools. And to me, Immunocal is a tool that many, many athletes use, and many, many athletes, as they find out about it, will continue to add it into their diets on a daily basis, once again, for some of the reasons we just mentioned, and a whole lot more that, time doesn't allow to get into. But those are the basic reasons why, more than anything else, recovery probably is the number one thing. Overall good health, and it all kind of works together.
That's awesome. Wow, thank you for that, John. That's awesome to hear. And I wanted to ask you as well, one last question. You mentioned about your son, and I know you have some other kids too, but tell me how many years now, you've been with Immunotec now for 20 years, but tell me how many years has Immunotec allowed you to be really a full-time parent and be very active in your kid's life? Is what, every father wants that, but, unfortunately, with the circumstances and the amount of time people are spending at work, they just doesn't give them time to spend with their kids that they would like. Tell us how many years have you been able to be so actively involved in your parents' life, in your kids' life? I'm sorry.
Well, Fred is now 13. He'll be 14 in the end of the year, New Year's Eve. Grace, my daughter, is a competitive figure skater. She turns 13, and since they started in both of these sports, which are very, as you know, Angelo, growing up in Minnesota, ice sports, it's not like you can just go down the street to the local field and do them like you can soccer or baseball or football. You've got to go to a rink. You got to go to somewhere where there's ice. So we're constantly in the car between the 7 rinks that are here in the Dallas Metroplex, and now that it's the travel time of year with travel hockey, we'll be in Houston and Orlando, Chicago, Colorado Springs, and a couple of other places just with the travel team over the next 4 or 5 months. So what the business has done for me, Angelo, above and beyond everything else, is it's given me both that freedom, also the finances to pay for all this. As you can imagine, all this running around costs money, and coaching costs money. And let me just note on that, Angelo, because that's a very, very good question. And for the folks on the line here tonight, let me just talk about Grace for a minute. Grace has been involved with figure skating now for about 6 years. About a year ago, we decided that we wanted to go a little bit different direction with her, and we changed coaches. The other coach we had was fine, no problem with them, but we decided she was becoming a young lady, and we wanted a lady coach. And we wound up being able to hire the 1992 Olympic gold medalist in pair skating. And the same woman, name's Natalia Mishkatunik. She's Russian, as her name suggests. Also won a silver medal in the '94 Olympics. So we were able to hire, frankly, somebody who we think is the best in the world, but certainly was the best in the world as a competitor, but also one of the best in the world in terms of training and coaching. And what that means for Grace. Even if Grace never goes on and becomes a world-class skater, and that's, to be determined in time, but even if she doesn't, she's benefited so much by being around someone who got to the very top in their profession in terms of how she thinks, how she trains, and all the discipline that comes with it. So, once again, Immunotec and the Immunotec business has given us the opportunity to do this for both of our kids. I do have a third child that is now an adult, and she had a great upbringing as well, great education, and continues to do some great things with her life. But the business has given us that opportunity, Angelo, as you well know. Wow. I know you're going to do the same thing, and are doing the same thing for your little guys there as they grow. And that's the greatest thing to me about this business is not only we get able to help people, but you're able to help your family at the same time, and that's just been a blessing to us that we've been able to do these things for our kids. And whatever they do with the sports, ultimately, will be up to them. But at the end of the day, we've certainly given them the opportunity. They certainly won't be able to look at us and say we didn't do our job to financially provide for them. So wow. Yeah.
So really, all 14 years of your oldest son and Grace as well, you've been there for them. And, the way people change jobs and the uncertainty that we have in today's world, Immunotec has been there for you and your family. You've obviously put in the hours and you've worked, but you've had the freedom of your life, and that's the beauty of it. We have someone on the line that's been receiving a commission check from Immunotec for the past 20 years, never late. I know that. Is that right, John?
I've never been late by never been late by 5 seconds. It comes like clockwork. And hey, Angelo, one thing I should mention, by the way, because I do tell my mom's story here, but my mom turned 90 last week. She's still going pretty strong for a 90-year-old gal.
Wow, that is awesome. There's so many different things to go here. You got your health, your health and your family. You got time with your kids, and it's just. That's what the Immunotec lifestyle is all about, John. And I'm just, again, thank you for saying yes to Immunotec years ago, and it's giving all of us on this line an opportunity to take Immunotec, to take it to the next level here in the USA market, Canadian market here. And so, John, I got a few more things I want to bring up on this call, but you're done for now. We'll have you on another time, but thank you, John, for all your help and support.
Likewise, Angelo, thank you for your leadership, and for now, from Dallas, Texas, I'll say goodnight. Let you guys continue. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. Okay. So incredible here, what we just heard, who we just heard from. And, I'm going to talk a little bit about our industry, network marketing industry. It's $182 billion a year industry. That's what kind of industry we're involved with. In 2016, 20.5 million people were involved in the network marketing industry just in the U.S. up from 2015. We just keep increasing our numbers here. And every 9 seconds, someone starts their new home-based business every 9 seconds in the U.S. And in the next 1 year from today, 50% of the people, 50% of all the population in the U.S., 50% from now until a year will buy a product from a network marketing or get involved in network marketing. So there's tremendous, and most of that's within the health and wellness industry, within the network marketing industry. So we have, and I want to just point out to you as well, if you're on the line and you're saying, yes, I want to get involved, there's two different ways to get involved. You can say yes to Immunotec and as a consultant, and you have an opportunity to earn commissions. And for $525, you get a consultant welcome kit with products, and you also get a website, a back office website that the company has put in over $1 million in. This website that you have access to all of the research, all of the millions of dollars of research that's been done in the past 40 years. You have access to that. You have a call center working for you, people in Canada and California and Mexico, that you can pick up the phone and call and put an order in, or you can have your consultants be putting orders in. The website as well, you can put orders in. You also get an international business. Instantly, when you say yes as a consultant, you get an international business. You can do business in Canada, USA, Mexico, Ireland, London, Dominican Republic, Trinidad, Tobago, all of these. And we're going to be opening next year. We'll be opening other countries as well, Guatemala, Colombia, and moving forward. So we have so much growth. We've grown so much in the last 7 years, and this year is a record year again. Every year these last 7 years have been record years. As well as, so that's that's how you enter in as a consultant. You can do it that way, or maybe you're just saying, I want to try the products. You can enter as a customer as well. You have great options that way too. The choice is yours. The most important thing, this call is not meant to be an all and everything call. It's just meant to give you a little bit of information of who we are. Those are your two options of saying yes to Immunotec. The other thing I want to bring up is the university. We have an amazing event in Dallas, Texas, October 21st at the Gaylord Texas Resort and Convention Center. It's an all-day, one-day event, and you need to be there to get, if you're just checking us out, or if you haven't been to any Immunotec event, you need to be there. There's going to be all the top consultants within Immunotec. The corporate team will be there. It'll be a great way to get to know a little bit of who we are, what we stand for, and that was one of the most important things for me, is the people that I'm doing business with. You can have a great product, you can have a great compensation plan, which we have, and even a great company, which we also have. But if you are not in business with people that are people of ethics and honesty and integrity, those are the people at top. I got to know every one of the people on top of Immunotec, the executives. They are all great people with great hearts and really have the heart to serve and to help people. So that's who you're in business with. I know it. You can check us out. You can meet us in Dallas, Texas, October 21st. So we have everything is prepared for you to go out there and grow. The industry is growing. Our company is growing. The question is if you want to get involved with us, and there's so much more information out there for you to check out. Congratulations for everyone getting into this call. We will be here next week as well. And the opportunity is yours. Take the decision. Your life begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's time to say yes to Immunotec and go out there and build your business. Congratulations, everyone. We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye-bye.